All right, so have you ever played a D&D campaign and found something, like an item that just completely changes the game?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like those legendary artifacts or maybe some kind of weapon that just makes everything too easy.
Right.
Like we're playing on easy mode.
Yeah.
Today we're going to deep dive into some of those overpowered items.
Okay.
The ones that could either make or break your campaign.
That's fun.
We're looking at an article from LitRPG Reads called Overpowered D&D Items That Will Break Your Game or Entire Campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And it was published just today, December 30th, 2024.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very recent. I remember one campaign I was running, and one of the players found this cursed amulet.
Oh.
And, it gave incredible luck.
Okay.
But there was a twist.
Uh-oh.
Every time they rolled a natural 20, something hilariously bad would happen to the party.
Oh, no.
It was chaos.
Yeah.
But it was the kind of memorable chaos that makes D&D so much fun.
Right.
I
had a similar experience with the deck of many things.
Yeah.
I was playing a chaotic good rogue, and against my better judgment, I decided to draw a card.
Oh, no.
Let's just say it involved a mischievous imp, a stolen spellbook, and a very confused king.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it took like 3 sessions to untangle that mess.
Wow.
But it's still one of my favorite D&D stories.
Oh, the deck of many things. You just never know what you're going to get.
Nope.
Speaking of unpredictable items, this article really digs into, what makes an item overpowered in D&D?
Right.
And it's not just about raw power, is it?
No, it's definitely more nuanced than that.
Okay.
The article highlights how overpowered items disrupt the balance of the game.
Right.
Like, for example, you have an item that grants, instant defeat.
Mm-hmm.
It removes any challenge from combat encounters.
Right.
Imagine you're facing a fearsome dragon, and then a player just whips out this artifact that turns it into a harmless lizard.
Right.
Where's the fun in that?
Poof. No more dragon.
Exactly.
Talk about an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
The article also talks about items that grant abilities with unlimited uses.
Oh, yeah.
Like, take the wish spell.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's iconic, and who wouldn't want infinite wishes, right?
Right.
But that can lead to some serious unintended consequences.
Oh, absolutely.
It's almost like giving a novice chef a cookbook with no instructions.
Oh.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And that's where the DM's role becomes crucial.
Totally.
Like, how a dungeon master interprets and implements these powerful items can totally change the game.
For sure.
Like, let's take the wish spell as an example.
Okay.
One DM might just grant the wish exactly as worded, and that could be hilarious or catastrophic.
Yeah.
But then another DM might twist the wording a little or introduce some unforeseen consequences. It adds a layer of complexity and uncertainty.
Yeah, it's a delicate balancing act.
Right.
And then there are items that are less about raw power and more about unpredictable chaos.
Oh, yeah.
The article highlights the Rod of Wonder as a prime example.
The Rod of Wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing is notorious for its random effects.
Yes. Bag minute, you might be turning your enemy into a frog.
Right.
The next, you're showering the battlefield with rose petals.
It's the epitome of you roll the dice and you take your chances.
Right.
But that unpredictability can either add an element of humor or completely derail your campaign.
Oh, totally.
Imagine you're in this tense standoff with this powerful enemy.
Right.
And the Rod of Wonder transforms them into a harmless squirrel.
Oh my God.
It could totally defuse the situation, or it could enrage them even further.
Yeah, true.
It's a gamble.
Okay, but what about items that are just straight up deadly?
Oh, yeah.
The article mentions the Vorpal Sword, known for its instant kill potential.
Right.
How do you even begin to balance something like that?
Well, the Vorpal Sword is interesting.
Okay.
Because its power is tied to a specific mechanic, a critical hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the wish spell where you can wish for anything.
Right.
But that instant kill ability can still throw things off balance.
Especially in the hands of a skilled player.
Right.
Who consistently rolls high.
So a skilled rogue with the Vorpal Sword.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a nightmare for any DM.
Sure.
Talk about a recipe for a TPK.
Total party kill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all fun and games until your party is wiped out by a lucky crit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then there's the deck of many things.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the ultimate gamble, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Each card represents a powerful and often unpredictable effect. You could draw the Moon card and gain incredible power.
Yeah.
Or pull the Fool card and lose everything you've worked for.
It's like playing D&D on hard mode.
Right.
Fate hanging on the flip of a card.
Oh yeah, those high stakes and the unpredictable nature of these items. It's what makes them so intriguing.
Yeah.
Both for players and DMs.
Sure.
But the article also digs into the downsides of these overpowered items. Like, one of the biggest concerns is that they can overshadow other players and their abilities.
Yep.
If one player has an item that can solve every problem,
Right.
what's the point of anyone else even being there?
Exactly. It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And the article argues that overpowered items can diminish that sense of accomplishment and make the story feel less meaningful. Like, imagine you spent weeks carefully planning a heist,
Okay.
only to have a player pull out some magical artifact that teleports them straight into the vault.
Yeah.
Where's the challenge in that?
That's where the DM skills really come into play.
Absolutely.
The article emphasizes the importance of communication and collaboration.
For sure.
It's not about saying no to these powerful items,
Right.
but finding ways to integrate them into the story
Yeah,
in a way that enhances the game for everyone.
totally.
So one strategy the article suggests is limiting access to these items.
Okay.
Maybe they're hidden in a dangerous dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
guarded by powerful monsters.
Right.
Or maybe obtaining the item requires completing some challenging quest.
So it's not just about finding the item, it's about earning it.
Exactly.
And that adds a whole other level of meaning and accomplishment.
Right.
The article also suggests maybe modifying the mechanics of the item.
Okay.
Like, maybe it has a limited number of uses or only works in specific situations.
Sort of like that cursed amulet I mentioned earlier.
Right.
Incredible luck, but at a cost.
Exactly. You could also introduce drawbacks or consequences to using the item.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe wielding a powerful sword drains your life force.
Okay.
Or using a magical artifact corrupts your soul.
Interesting.
It's about creating a sense of balance,
Right.
ensuring that power comes at a price.
And finally, the article encourages DMs to use these overpowered items to drive the narrative.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe the artifact is a MacGuffin that everyone is searching for,
Mm-hmm.
or its existence creates conflict within the party.
Yeah.
It's about using these items as storytelling tools
Right.
rather than just gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, it all comes back to the DM.
Right.
And their creativity.
Yeah. And how they can weave those items into the story
Yeah.
to engage everyone at the table.
Absolutely. The article really emphasizes that handling these items is a collaborative process between the DM and the players.
Right.
You need open communication,
Yeah.
clear expectations, and like shared understanding of the game's tone and goals.
Right.
That's key to making sure these items enhance the experience
Yeah.
and don't derail it.
This whole discussion reminds me of a campaign I played in
Oh, yeah.
where the DM introduced this powerful artifact,
Okay.
but it was slowly corrupting its wielder.
Oh, wow.
And it created this like moral dilemma for the player.
Right.
Do they use the artifact's power to save the world,
Mhm.
but risk their own soul?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it added this incredible layer of depth to the story
Yeah.
and made for some really memorable role-playing moments.
That's a fantastic example of how an overpowered item becomes more than just a gameplay mechanic.
Right.
It's a catalyst for character development. Yeah.
Moral dilemmas.
Mhm.
You know those epic moments that you remember
Right.
long after the campaign is over?
It's a reminder that D&D is more than just rolling dice and slaying monsters.
Totally.
It's about creating stories,
Yeah.
exploring these fantastical worlds,
Mhm.
and forging bonds with your fellow adventurers.
And sometimes those stories are made even more memorable by those powerful items,
Right.
ones that challenge us, test our limits,
Mhm.
and force us to make those difficult choices.
Well said.
Thank you.
A huge thank you to Kier Mensa for writing this thought-provoking article,
Yes,
and to LitRPG Reads and Paul Bello for bringing it to our attention.
absolutely.
And now, dear listener, we leave you with a question to ponder.
Oh.
If you could design a unique but balanced magic item for a D&D campaign, what would it be? What powers would it grant?
Yeah.
And what drawbacks or limitations would you put in place to make sure it didn't completely break the game?
Good question. Share your ideas in the comments below.
Yes,
We'd love to hear your creative concoctions.
for sure.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive
Right.
into the fascinating world of overpowered D&D items.
Very cool.
Until next time, may your adventures be epic
Yes.
and your dice rolls ever in your favor.
Good luck out there.